So you're watching this video if you were having a little bit of trouble getting started with your investigation. First thing I would suggest is I hope you have got a diagram drawn and you have listed down all of the information that you were given. So for starters, you read that the slope here at this line was 7/10, and it makes sense. So 0.7, it makes sense because it's positive, so it's increasing, and that the slope of this line was minus 1.8, and I'm going to write that as minus 9/5 just because it's nice to have exact like fractions. Okay. What else do we know? Well, they asked you to set up the axes, and they said, well, why don't you make the axes, make sure that this is the origin here at point P. So draw in your axes there, nice steady hand, and nice. Oh, that's not very horizontal, but anyway, you get the gist. And we've got our horizontal line here, and we know that this point that goes down here is 16 something. Okay, so what else do we know? We also know that at here, this is at, it's when x is 16 that the slope will be minus 9/5. Okay, so we've got, if they're calling it L2, we know that L-2 of 16 equals minus 9/5. Okay, we also know that this point here, it lies on L2, it also lies on f of x. Okay, so we would know that f of 16 must equal L2 of 16. And we know that here at the origin, we know that when x equals 0, f dashed of 0, the slope there of that of this line equals the slope of the straight line. So we know that that equals 7/10. And if we look at this line here, because we're saying that it passes through the origin, well, we know that that's C, 0. We also know that that's 0 because it's passing through our origin here. And because they told us our slope is 7/10, we now know that L1 of x must be 7/10x. Okay. We should have enough now to try and do something to get the a and the b over here. So we know that f of 0 equals 0. That gave us the c, really. Everything disappears. This should have enough information here to find out your b value at least. To find out a, you're going to have to put these two bits of information together that we have here and do a little bit of algebra. Okay, so fiddle around, do the best you can, and hopefully you will come up with a equals minus 5 over 64. We should end up with b equaling 7/10. And the point that we meet at, that should be 16 minus 44/5. Okay, I'm going to do another video where I do another similar situation, but I don't sort of want to do this one for you. It is your investigation. Hopefully that gives you enough once you start differentiating. Okay, so you need to differentiate this 2ax plus b, and then use this bit of information here, and things should start flowing from there. So good luck. Hope that gets you a starting point.